Hi, I'm Patrick Gaindo, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw a whimsical bird. So all you need is paper and a pen. Let's go! So the trick to drawing these whimsical birds is the egg shape. And that's kind of a nice little way to remember it because what do we know about birds? They lay eggs. So this rock that I have here is formed like an egg, and I thought I would bring it in to be my reference for the shape that I wanted. So we start with the egg shape, and from there you get to add all the details that you'd like. So where you place the beak is going to determine where the head is looking, and it does not have to be absolutely correct because these are whimsical. And what does the word whimsical mean? It means that it's fun and carefree and just kind of not absolutely correct to reference. So I like to make my beaks with a triangle and then a line. You could do two triangles, totally up to you. The next thing that I like to add is the eye. So you could do a closed eye, or you could do an open eye. And with your open eye, you can decorate around that however you'd like. I really love when they have sort of a mandala feel, and so they grow out into a bit of a pattern. So something like that. Now if you have coloring pencils or markers, then you can add some really nice touches and you can create patterns there. What is really enjoyable to do is to create patterns within your bird that you would never actually find in nature. So this is where the fun of doodling comes in, and the power of repetition really helps here. When I repeat something over and over, even though it's a simple line, it starts to look like kind of fancy. Kind of screwed up that line, but that's okay. Because as we know, being creative means we can solve problems. So we can work around that. Maybe I'm gonna fill in this as a solid section and then I can just fix that curve. Which means when I go over here, I'm gonna repeat that so that it looks really intentional. I wanna repeat also this feeling here of these lines. So I'm gonna put some lines in here. And then to keep the pattern going, I'm gonna put some more little dots. And now this looks like it's the bird's belly. You can do whatever you want here. You could do swirls, you can do some Zentangle type stuff, which is very, very relaxing and very enjoyable and very, very hard to make mistakes at because there's not really a wrong way to do it. The other thing that's fun about these is that they're sort of like decorating Easter eggs. When you decorate your Easter egg, you do it in quite the same way. So now I kind of like this open space, so I'm going to leave that. Now my open-eyed bird here, I'm going to give more of a wing, and I'm going to curve that around here. And so I'm going to create a pattern in here that will be different from what's out there. So I think what I'm going to do create these overlapping, sort of like scales, but I do intend for them to be more like feathers. And what you'll notice is where I have the swoop down, the center of that swoop is where I try to put the next one's edge or point. Like I said, there's not a wrong way to do it. Repetition really helps. And it's the same if you watched the video where I taught you how to doodle flowers. I told you in that video, it's all about repetition and variety. So we want to have some variety in what we're putting in here, and then we want to repeat. The smaller the details, sometimes the more professional it looks. And if you wanted to go out and give this bird feet, you could. You could just do it as little lines, or you could give it some little talons. So now I'm just gonna doodle. I'm gonna fill up the whole page. So here's your assignment if you're willing to accept it. Fill your page with egg shapes and then turn them all into birds. Have some variety in the way you place them, so they're not all straight across, although that repetition might look cool. So if you did them all across like a grid or an array, but if you do them all kind of random, they'll be very whimsical and fun. And then decorate them all. Give them all little features, maybe give them each a name. Think of what their story might be, and then have fun with it. You can add color, you can paint them, and if you have a white pencil crayon or a white crayon and some paper that's not white, these are really cool to make on there as well, because it's the opposite of what we always expect. So here we go. I'm going to speed through now.